Alright guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're starting a new series on back training. I get a lot of messages off lads all the time who really want to fill out the backs a little bit more. I wanted to do a video series to break down each part of the back and the best exercises to target those areas. Right, so first off we're going to be talking about the lats. Arguably one of the biggest muscle groups in the back. The lat, it starts from the middle of the back and wraps right the way around your rib cage. This is kind of what gives you that V-taper from behind. Generally, the lats are associated with a little bit more width as opposed to thickness. So if you want to learn more about the thickness of the upper back, you want to tune in for the next episode. So when it comes to exercise selection for the lats, really we want to be looking at exercises that keep the elbow close to the body. We don't want the elbow right out here because that's a different part of the back. So we want to be here or here. So one of the best exercises that I like to do to target the lats at the start of your workout is chin-ups. Now obviously some people aren't going to be able to do chin-ups. It depends on your level of experience of training, but you can do assisted chin-ups, you can do banded chin-ups. Go and watch my how to get your first chin-up video if you want to learn how to progress to being able to do your first chin-up. What we're going to do is we're going to start with some chin-ups and give you some tips on how to target those lats properly. One quick little point about your grip: you can either do a grip where your hands are like this, or we can even do in between. The reason being we can switch the grips around is because the elbow is still tight to the body. The grip position doesn't affect the shoulder position unless we're doing pull-ups. So a function of the lats is to extend the shoulder down to here. There's no need to retract the shoulder blade because then that's when we start involving the upper back a little bit more. So we can talk about that in episode 2 and episode 3. Main thing you want to be thinking of when you're doing chin-ups, pulling down and then just finishing here. We don't need to pull the shoulder blade right the way back. If you can't do chin-ups, you can do a V-bar pull down, so a close grip pull down, because if we envision what the lats are doing here, when we're in this close grip position, the lat is wrapping around the rib cage. As we're pulling down, you want to imagine that your lats are pulling the arm down, because the lat comes through and inserts on the humerus here. The lat is pretty much pulling your arm down like this. So it's the exact same function as a chin-up there, and once again, we don't need to squeeze the shoulder blades back. We can just pull, initiate from those lats down to there and we're good. No momentum, don't bring it right down there, and you can really try and progress on that if you can't get chin-ups yet. Another fantastic exercise for the lats, which has recently gained popularity thanks to TikTok, but this exercise has been around for absolute years, is a single arm pull down. Some people call it the Do you know what, right? I'm not even going to mention his name because I don't want to give him credit for an exercise that's been around forever. But this is really good because it allows you to isolate that lat a little bit more. And we know that a little bit of lateral flexion like this activates the bottom of the lat a little bit more effectively. You can also do this kneeling. You can do it on a pull down machine. You can do it on a cable row. But single arm work is really good for fixing muscle imbalances. So you want to be chest nice and high like this. You're going to plant your hand on that bench to give you a little bit of stability so you don't use momentum. And we're going to lean into it a little bit and you're going to feel a super crazy peak contraction and then big stretch at the top. Pause, hold. It's important that we get these pauses. This isn't a power exercise. We're not looking to lift the most amount of weight here. I've got 30 kilograms. I'm just really focusing on that mind to muscle contraction. For a good amount of time, I was just focusing on bilateral work, meaning I was using both arms to do pull downs, to do rows. I was never really doing any single arm work. And I noticed I started getting an imbalance in my lats. My left lat was coming out a little bit more like this and my right lat was a little bit more vertical. It was weird. The moment that I started to add a little bit more single arm work in, I noticed that imbalance gradually fade. So next we've got the straight arm pullover. This is a good isolation exercise. Now, always best to do this towards the end of your lat training. Think about it logically. If you do the isolation work now and then we go and do a compound movement, your lats are already going to be fatigued. So hit a good few compound exercises first and then move on to the straight arm pullover. So what we're looking for with this is you're going to take hold of the rope. You want to step back a little bit. Now, a common mistake that I see people make with this is they stay too upright. What we want to do is bend down, flex over, so we have a better stretch on the lats here. The more that shoulder is extended here, the better the stretch. Lean over into it. Arms, I'd say about 98% straight, if not just a slight tiny flex in it. And then we're gonna, just using the lats, just using the shoulders, come down, come as close into your legs as possible. And there, big stretch, nice and slow. Pause it at the top and we're off. You see a lot of people doing the dumbbell variation of this, where you're lying down and you're holding the dumbbell and you come over. The only reason why I don't like that exercise is because it's a little bit more chest involvement and the tension comes off your lats as you get near the top of the exercise. So that right there is the basics of lat training. For beginners, there is a few more advanced principles that we can go through. So make sure you subscribe, like the video and comment below if you want to see that. And make sure you tune in for the next episode where we're going to be talking about the mid back, the part that really helps you fill out those t-shirts.